Swaggy Swan family, thanks for tuning in again. Today I'm going to go over how I have used rice water to grow my baby girl Savannah's hair, of course with the combination of authentic Jamaican black castor oil, but how rice water has extremely helped Savannah's hair. It is extremely effective. Definitely, as always, do your research on your own, but yes, this craze pretty much derived from Chinese and Japanese culture, so if you do your research, you'll be able to find out that information. But stay tuned, I'm going to go over the benefits and show you pretty much what I do and how I make it. So starting off, you know I'm big on not breaking the bank and kind of showing you what you can do to achieve the same results as what I do for Savannah's hair. So a couple of household items. Grab a bag of rice. This is just traditional white rice that I had at home. Now, when it comes to what kind of rice can you can use wild rice, brown rice. I would not use yellow rice though. So yeah, go ahead and pour about a cup's worth of the rice into a bowl that you have. Doesn't matter the bowl. Go ahead, pour that in, and you're going to want to fill this with some water. The amount of water. Okay, so go ahead, grab a cup, mug from out of your cabinet, and you're going to fill that with water. Now, some people get caught up on what kind of water, distilled. Listen, get the tap water, fill it about half a cup, full cup, pour it in there just enough to be covering the rice. See this amount? This amount is perfect. Because you're making this rice water for a child, you do not need to add more water than what you see here. If you're doing this for the purposes of an adult, then yes, you would add more water. But you'll see what kind of container I'm filling as we get more into the video. So you're going to go ahead and drain this water out as you're cleansing this rice. Once you've completely drained this water out, you're going to want to take the cleansed rice and you're going to begin the process of transferring the cleaned rice into a jar. This is what brings me to my next affordable option. Many people talk about get a mason jar, special jar. You do not need to do that. Stay on a mom-friendly budget. This is simply a Welch's jelly jar, okay? If you have an equivalent jar, okay, of some type of item in your refrigerator, I literally took the jelly out, transferred it into a little plastic container, and I cleaned out the Welch's jar, cleaned it good, and I'm now transferring that rice into that. So that saved me money, time, a trip of trying to track down these so-called mason jars that a lot of other YouTube videos say you need to go and purchase. You do not. Do something affordable and quick like me. Transfer that rice into the jar like so. And once you're done transferring the rice over into the jar about halfway, you should be complete, and you can really dispose of the extra rice unless you're going to use it. I usually just toss mine. Now you're going to go ahead and put some fresh tap water back into the jar, and then you're going to add orange peels, which is optional, and you're adding that because this stuff is going to sit when you're done and it's going to cause it to smell because it's going to ferment. It's going to go through a process called fermentation. Fermentation is what's going to cause the good stuff to get into the rice water. Now you can watch as I peel the orange and start to place the orange peels into the jar, which is what you need to do. But let me explain why you want your rice to be fermented. You want your rice to sit for longer than 30 minutes. 30 minutes is technically good enough, but if you can even last for 24 hours and just place it in like a cabinet or a cool place, not the fridge, but just a cool place, that would be good. Here's why. You basically want fermentation to happen because during fermentation, a substance called patera forms, and patera is the good stuff. Patera it's rich in vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and organic acids. So you want that to form, and the longer it ferments, the more of the patera will form during the process, and the more it forms, the more that's better for your hair. Also because patera promotes cell regeneration, which then creates healthy hair. So once you've allowed your rice water to either ferment for 30 minutes, couple of hours, or even 24 hours, you can go ahead and take it from out of where you've stored it, take the cap off, and you're going to want to take those orange peels out. The whole purpose of the orange peels is to just basically, like I said, make it smell good, because if you don't have it in, the water is going to smell funky, point blank, period. Okay, you can also add something like an essential oil to it, but be careful with the oils. If you're not somebody who really knows what you're doing with oils, again, I'd be really careful with the amount of oils that you put in the rice water. That's why I don't really mess around with the oils, and I just do the orange peels. And also because chances are you probably have oranges laying around the house versus essential oils. So now I'm going to go ahead and transfer my rice water out of the container. I'm going to drain it into a regular mug or cup. I'm transferring it now, and you see the amount that I get. It's just enough, again, for the amount I'm going to pour into a spray bottle. After I've transferred it, you can tell like the color of it also takes on kind of like an orangey look, and again, that's because of the orange peels, which is perfectly fine. It smells really fresh. It just smells like oranges, which is perfect. It does not smell sour or disgusting, which it would have if I did not add the oranges to it. Now I'm going to transfer that rice water into this water bottle that I have, and then from the water bottle into the smaller spray bottle. Now, the water bottle I had lying around the house, most people do, and I transferred it there. That's the amount that I got. And now the spout from the water bottle is just small enough and easier for me to transfer without spilling into the smaller spray bottle. This spray bottle is literally the perfect size for spraying into my child's hair. That's why I transfer it that way. So now the best part, I'm using the Shea Moisture Argan Oil shampoo. You guys know that's my go-to for Savannah. I'm going to shampoo her hair first, and I'm going to show you guys how I do that. And yes, she's wearing a shirt because, like I always say, she's turning into a big girl, and she has a shirt on for the purpose of this video to cover her up. So I'm going to shampoo her hair nice and thoroughly. This is how I do the process. Now I'll break it down to you like this. For the rice water, this is what I do. I do it as a treatment for her. Now I do this treatment pretty much twice a month for Savannah at this point. I do not do it excessively. You want to be careful. Do your research. Understand what kind of hair that your child has first before trying to add rice water to their hair. The reason I say this is because if your child's hair is not a fan of protein, it will not respond very well possibly to rice water, okay? Depending on the porosity hair your child has, whether it's low or high, will depend on how your child's hair reacts to the rice water rinse. So for example, Savannah has high porosity hair, which is the same kind of porosity hair that I have, high porosity. So my hair loves protein. Rice water is going to give you lots of protein. Hence the reason Savannah's hair seems to love the rice water treatment. If your child has low porosity hair, you are probably going to want to heavily dilute your rice water rinse or rice water concoction that you make. Okay, so I diluted my spray bottle. As you can see, I added half water to my mixture. So you're probably going to add even more water to yours. So again, test your child's hair. If you don't know how to do that, you want to look into that. And I might actually make a video on how to check, whether your child has low or high porosity hair. Same way you would check if an adult has low or high porosity hair or your own hair. Anyway, back to the video. So I washed Savannah's hair first, regular shampoo with the Shea Moisture shampoo, and I rinsed it out. And now I'm just going through with that spray bottle and I'm spraying the rinse water mix all throughout her hair, as you can see here. And I'm just going through. The whole point of it is to get the mix all around her hair. As you can see, her curls are popping, her hair is shining. Working the product throughout. You want to also use your fingers and get it to the roots of the hair also, because you want to stimulate the roots with the rinse. That's very important, not just the ends, also making sure it makes its way to the roots of your child's hair, because it is a stimulator. Okay, I'm just wiping her forehead and making sure to try to wipe her eyes too, because I don't want anything to sting her eyes. And this product is very slippery and loose. And if you've ever done a rinse with the rice water on your own hair, you know how it can travel quickly to the eyes. Once I'm done, I simply just rinse it out with some fresh water, and she's done. So this is her hair afterwards. Her hair is very super curly. As you can see here, she does have high porosity hair, so it is quick to dry. So we are complete. Now what I'm just gonna do is my regular process after, so I'm not blow drying or anything like that. It is going to air dry, but I will go through now and add the authentic Jamaican black castor oil throughout her hair as I part it throughout. But just showing you guys, here's a throwback to when Savannah was 8 months old, and I would still do with the Shea Moisture shampoo through the process of combing through her hair and just washing it. This was the mark when you could add the rice water rinse to her hair, but as you can see, her hair was still healthy and it was thriving with just the authentic Jamaican black castor oil as a hair growth stimulant and treatment. And you guys know that's my go-to, and it still is my go-to. But what I've done now is incorporated the rice water rinse, and you can definitely tell the difference in terms of the elasticity that has been added and how her hair has continued to grow. It's still healthy, and the rice water has definitely helped with what it said it would in terms of how it helps the hair to stretch. It has elongated the curls, and you can definitely see her hair has definitely grown, definitely stretches. And I do believe the research that they say with the rice water helping the hair to grow. Again, Savannah does have high porosity hair, so maybe that is why it reacts very well to the protein. I encourage you guys to do your research as parents to see if it's something that you do want to try for your children's hair. Savannah is currently 1 and her hair is literally down her back and very healthy. In response to the messages that I get for people asking how can you help your child's hair if they have split ends, if your children suffered from hair that their hair seems damaged, I would still encourage you to use, like you see me using here, the roll-on that I offer for the Jamaican black castor oil, the authentic kind. I still pair that with the rice water rinse. Her hair after washing it and using the rice water rinse, and I'll apply the roll-on authentic Jamaican black castor oil so I can also help with hair growth in her hair. The girl Savannah is knocked out because the process is still long with when I'm caring for her hair. So yeah, she falls asleep so quick during it. I don't blame her. Also too, I feel like the authentic Jamaican black castor oil, and specifically this rice water rinse, is good for people whose kids may have experienced hair loss or thinning for like the edges in the front or even the back area thinning or damaging or hair breaking off in that area. It's really good for that too. And the rice water in general just has a whole bunch of benefits, like it has a vitamin B, C, and E, and it is one of the best ways to help grow your hair by either using it as a rinse or using it after you wash and shampoo your hair. So why would you not use it? And again, look this information up. It helps to protect your hair from damage, which is why I've added it to Savannah's hair routine. It also helps to strengthen your hair at the root, and it smooths out your hair. Also helps if your child has dandruff issues. So again, you want your child's hair to be silky and shiny. If your child has issues with lice, it's proven to help with lice. If you want to use it as a hair condition, you can do that too. And figuring out what works for your child and what will allow their hair to be stimulated so it can be healthy. Healthy hair is the goal. Length, not so much. Healthy hair. Healthy hair will grow. It will flourish. It will be thicker. You can stop damaged ends from breaking your child's hair off if you continue to do research and figure out what works for your child hair. Length is not necessarily the goal, but what should be the goal is that it is healthy. So as long as it's healthy, it'll continue to grow. Genetics does play a part, of course, but also having a healthy regimen and understanding how to care for your child's hair the best way possible and just taking the time and energy to do so is what is most important. And I know every mom, dad out there wants to be doing what they can for their child, and that's what's most important. And most importantly, all hair is beautiful regardless if your child's hair is kinky, curly, straight, coarse, thin, short, long as it's healthy, guys. That is what is most important. And regardless of what the hair type is, the common goal should be to have healthy hair for your child. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, take care.